can disrupt your life and be hard to manage. Latuda could make a real difference
I live
in
with
your
bipolar
symptoms.
depression.
Latuda was proven to significantly
Bipolar,
reduce
that means
bipolar depression
manic, and then
symptoms,
the other
and in
thing,
clinical
and plus
studies had
depression.
no substantial impact on weight.
So,
Now I'm feeling connected.
so now,
Latuda is not for everyone. Call your doctor about any
so
trouble,
it
changes,
transpired.
behaviors, or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase
You wonder,
teens and young adults. Elderly dementia patients on Latuda have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about fever,
It's not
stiffness,
freedom of
or
speech.
confusion, as these may be life-threatening.
By the top 1% of people,
As these may be permanent.
1% of people
Serious side effects.
only make it
This is where I
on their
want to be.
own
Talk to your doctor
and stuff
ask
like
if
that, or
Latuda
make
can
it
the
like,
difference you've been looking for in your
independently or
bipolar
something like
depression
that.
symptoms.
Want more Fox News?
Or if 80% are on some type of GA or something like Medicaid GA. I guess you can say 80% of a certain ethnicity, and then like 90% of another ethnicity, and then like maybe, you know, 50% of another community ethnicity. So I mean, you know what I mean.
Notre Dame.
What's the difference does it make?
And SNL you won't want to miss. How about the NASCAR championship?
Oh shit, you ready on this?
Brady on Sunday Night Football. Real. This weekend,
Alright,
it's all
Will.
NBC. That's something to look
Will's not with me anymore.
When you need a
For whatever reason.
call Sierra Pacific and
Seems
save
to, you know,
thousands of combined rebate
some
dollars
toxicity
and
level in blogging. That was a negative effect on my pets in general, but people can
Nancy
always.
Pelosi is predicting victory for Joe Biden, referring to the former vice president as president-elect earlier today. Her words. Senior correspondent Rick Leventhal shows us how the Speaker of the House is looking at the election results as a whole, including the House. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Shannon. Many Democrats had predicted a blue wave Tuesday night, expecting a Biden landslide, plus more seats in the House and a swing to a majority in the Senate. It didn't happen, so now the finger pointing has begun.
Excuse me.
The number one concern and things that people brought to me in my that I barely
I think to give a voice, my freedom of speech is to give a voice to people like,
she admitted the election results were disappointing.
you know, like people that are Medicaid, like, well, I get such and such, I get EBT cards and stuff like that, you know, EBTs on me and all that stuff, and, you know, I don't believe, you know what I'm saying, they have to pay so much, and I get EBT. Well, even Barack Obama was like, why are you bragging about it? I mean, if you're in need of a situation,
has a strong mandate
or in need of a,
and it'll have a strong Democratic House with
so
him.
whatever
New
that
York
means.
Democrat Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a far-left progressive often accused of a socialist
So,
agenda,
you know,
is
far
pushing
left.
back on criticism from colleagues,
So they say
saying it
socialism
wasn't
and stuff like
defunding police
that,
that hurt the
please.
party. She blames the poor strategy of the failed campaigns.
It's almost like you're almost done with 4-year tenures. You're like, you know,
progressivism for Dem underperformance. I was curious, so I decided to open the hood on struggling campaigns of candidates who are blaming progressives for their problems. Almost all had awful execution on digital during a pandemic. New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo thinks he knows why Dems lost key races in the Empire State, blaming New York City's mayor, Bill de Blasio.
They ran de Blasio's picture all over the state. They'll turn New York State into New York City, looting and crime and homelessness, law and order.
When Fox News asked Speaker Pelosi if there was tension among Democrats, she said they have a healthy difference of opinion, but not in any way problematic moving forward, Shannon.
And so,
All right, Rick Leventhal out west.
so this
Thank
intimidation
you.
here, intimidation
So
up
former
here.
Vice President Joe Biden addressed this
So
idea
whether they
of
say
Democrats
it's
made
still
just minutes
unaccountable
ago,
for
even though still so many races, including his, are
so-called
considered too
people
close
that
to call.
cause cancer for their own people.
They've given us a mandate for
And-
action on COVID, the economy, climate change, systemic racism.
For reaction, let's bring in the co-author of The Cost.
You know what? That's a lot of
stuff. James Freeman and Washington Post.
Well, just like how the BLM protests left us hanging and stuff, are left our property hanging. Well, you know what? Government's like, taking their time on what it is, on what it is.
On Trump rather than an affirmative endorsement of Biden and his agenda. That dynamic already cut against Biden claiming a strong positive mandate.
I don't want to get evicted. I'm a fucking bald piece of crap.
Case, Markey didn't get that, but tonight he did use the word mandate.
I mean, all in mind. So if that's accountable or not, if that's not accountable or not, to knock on a door, to ruin my phone and like destroy my fish and stuff like that. So I mean, if you're saying on Tuesday you wanted to see results, it's Friday and what's going on? I mean, not a damn thing, still same old shenanigans, same old assaults and the anti-social distancing and stuff like that. So, and then on top of that, you pay a bill, and then you just get this irate, heinous, putrid horn assault. So I mean, it's all the same. You know what I mean? 4 years. I mean, 4 years before that, you're working with the board of trustees. The next 4 years, you're in Sacramento, and someone else is in vice president. Yeah, so I'm pretty pissed off. So whatever that is, that's like how my whole idea is.
I see an opportunity. I think Joe Biden has a big mandate, bigger mandate than John F. Kennedy when I was in school.
That was a big word now, mandate.
Okay, James, a bigger mandate than John F. Kennedy had. What do you assess?
Well, we don't know who won yet, so I think it's a little early to say whether this person that we'll find out has a mandate. I mean, even Joe Biden isn't declaring himself the winner.
What's a mandate?
So I don't know how he could declare himself having a mandate. As far as a mandate for the climate agenda, which one? He was for fracking, he was against fracking, he was saying nice things about the Green New Deal, and then saying he wasn't...
So whether it's like, now it's like
I'm not sure what the mandate would be, but... as you discussed, losing seats in the House looks like a Republican Senate. We should also note a lot of disappointments for Democrats in their...
I'm not even going to buy and say, you know what, split your half, you're a psychopath. Well, I mean,
I don't see a mandate here. If things go well for
it's unjust. I'm still have the same complaints. I still have the same complaints. Whether I say omnibonics or I still have the same. In any case, and this guy is like laughing, like, this is funny,
because they see the Trump side is just not even legitimate. This is what Charles Blow, an opinion columnist, had to say in the New York Times.
So legitimate is whatnot.
A larger percentage of
and what do you call it? They say Orthodox Jews. Okay, so Facebook is just talking about Orthodox Jews. 80% of them are on Medicaid. Then you'd have to say African American is 90% of them are on Medicaid. So what difference does that make? I mean, you're talking about 3 different pie charts, but you say that it's the same pie chart. So there's nothing about that. That's all contrast. And they think, and leftism is basically World War II with just more like courtesy, like hidden courtesy, or something like that, or hidden, not hidden, or whatever, or courtesy. And so basically, and so bigotry is a bigotry with a reason, without reason. If you're reasonable, then there's no bigotry involved. You're just being a reasonable person. They might call it a coach, or something like that, or they might call it something to that effect. But if you're sitting there saying, it's absolutely foolish to compare such and such and such and such. Yeah, it's absolutely foolish to have dummies and be like such and such and be like and have like some type of conflict within your own. You know, it's not healthy to eat your own people. So what I mean, so if you had a third hippocampus and you say, well, you know what, maybe independent, maybe it's something, maybe the election, maybe the run up to this this election. This 2 years run up to this election kind of was just it turned into a big mess. It turned into a big mess, and now people don't understand. Like,
yeah, there are a lot of hurt feelings.
I mean, if there was a more you know. Well, you say that appropriate. I mean appropriate, but if you say that more, well, I'll give it no credit. All right.
Okay, the count goes on. The very latest numbers and what they tell us about where things are heading.
More fitting.
We make USA.